Okay, that was the Prime Minister speaking in Tamil Nadu. It's his big southern push. But we're getting in some breaking news about the election dates that will be announced tomorrow at 3 in the afternoon. All eyes will be now on those crucial dates. In fact, so much has been going on with the notification of the Citizenship Amendment Act rules, and then you had the electoral bond disclosures. Now comes the big news ahead of the mega polls that the election dates will be announced tomorrow, and this is going to happen at 3 in the afternoon on Saturday. So big announcement there. The big announcement there coming in right now. We've just got to hear that the Election Commission are going to be announcing the poll dates tomorrow. We've been seeing a lot of allegations flying thick and fast between the political parties over the recently notified CAA rules with acquisitions being thrown. And all of that, in fact, some of it might just have to rest because the election dates is in fact going to be announced tomorrow at 3 in the afternoon. We're still trying to get more details as to what happens next. Do remember that right now the Prime Minister in fact is in Tamil Nadu. It's his mega southern push. He is to campaign in Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Telangana today. Obviously, it's a marathon campaign trail. He has several events and public meetings that have been planned in Kerala, in Tamil Nadu and in Telangana as well. And amidst all of that, the big announcement will happen tomorrow at 3 in the afternoon. Pallavi Ghosh joins us for more on this. Pallavi, I was just saying that in the run-up of this big news coming in, so much has happened, so much politics already has happened with the notification of the CAA rules, the disclosure of the electoral bonds, and now finally the election dates to be announced tomorrow at 3 in the afternoon.
Yes, Avantika, that what we all have been waiting for, because now the work also begins. The election schedule for the Lok Sabha 2024 is going to be announced at 3 p.m. tomorrow at the Nirvachan Sadan. This is the tweet which has been put out by the Election Commission itself. But along with the Lok Sabha, a couple of state assemblies will also be announced. Odisha and Andhra Pradesh are two states which always have simultaneous polls as far as the Lok Sabha are concerned. So the schedules for the state assembly elections for Odisha and Andhra Pradesh is also to be announced. So 3 p.m. tomorrow. Usually if you go by the pattern as we saw the last time round, it's usually held during the 4 to 5 phases. Last time the oath was taken by the Prime Minister on 26th of May. So the new house has to be in session by then. So the session is normally the schedule ends by the first week of May. So what we are calculating is that by the mid of April is when the elections will begin. Lots of factors are always kept in mind, Avantika. The board exams, the school examinations, there are security concerns. That's also the reason why the entire team of election commissioners travel across the country, especially to sensitive areas, to ensure what kind of deployment and arrangements are required. They just finished a tour of Jammu and Kashmir. Before that, in the backdrop of what happened in Sandesh Khali, they had also gone to Bengal. So it's all in place. Yesterday also the appointment of the two remaining election commissioners were done. They took charge early this morning. A meeting was held at around 11 a.m. at the Election Commission. The entire team of the CEC plus the two election commissioners sat down. That poll schedule has been worked out and is now going to be announced officially tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Absolutely. In fact, the former bureaucrats, Sukhbir Singh Sandhu and Gyanesh Kumar, who has now been appointed as the new commissioners, has been finalized. So that's also done and dusted, and the Election Commission now prepared to announce those crucial dates tomorrow at 3 in the afternoon. Aman also joins us for more on this. Aman, this is, as Pallavi was saying, something that every political party, every citizen of India has been waiting for a long time. Now that the Election Commission also has its house in order, they seem to be prepared to make that big announcement tomorrow.
Avantika, the announcement is coming tomorrow at 3 p.m. So the election schedule for the Lok Sabha elections will be known tomorrow at 3 p.m. when the Election Commission of India has called a press conference. From 2019, the election schedule is being announced about 5 days late. Last time in 2019 it was 10th March. So now it's being announced on 16th March, about 5 to 6 days late. And in the 2019 election, the election was held over 7 phases. The first phase happened on April 11th and the last phase has happened on May 19th. So will the Election Commission stick to almost the same schedule remains to be seen. We'll know tomorrow when the final dates are put out. But obviously also a lot of eyes on the state elections which will happen alongside the Lok Sabha elections. Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Odisha, these states will poll, and will Jammu and Kashmir also poll alongside with the Lok Sabha election. The J&K Assembly election will be held. That will also both be known tomorrow. That will be an important development if the state polls, J&K polls along with the Lok Sabha, because the Supreme Court had fixed a deadline of September 30th, 2024 to complete assembly elections in Jammu and Kashmir as well. But nevertheless, the big announcement coming tomorrow, and we've already seen the Prime Minister's all major inauguration events, all major events ending yesterday. Last, the Swanidhi scheme, yesterday the event he had in the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium was his last government event in this sense, in this term. From today, we have seen the Prime Minister begin his political campaign. He's on this almost 4 to 5 day tour of South India, all 5 southern states he's going to. Today he's in Tamil Nadu. We saw his speech from Kanyakumari. So the Prime Minister has already hit the election campaign pitch. He's already on the ground, hitting the ground running with his election campaign pitch.
True.
From today, the Prime Minister's election campaign has also begun, and BJP also, Avantika, has declared almost 280 seats for the Lok Sabha. Out of the about 450 seats it will contest. So a large number of seats by the BJP have already been declared. Also the candidates have been declared. So the BJP looks all geared up for the Lok Sabha election, and the big announcement from the Election Commission coming tomorrow. I think we can hope for a rough schedule, or maybe a mid April elections to start, and by about May 20th maybe the last phase to end.
Oh, well, we'll get to know that tomorrow. And Pallavi, as Aman was rightly saying, the Prime Minister has already kick-started his campaign trail. In fact, he's embarked on a marathon campaign trail today in South India. But more or less, all political parties seem to be prepared for tomorrow's big announcement. National, regional parties have already announced their candidates. The alliances have been fixed. Even the Election Commission of India has finished with a tour of Jammu and Kashmir to check the poll preparedness. So it clearly seems that every political party perhaps is now just waiting for tomorrow to get to know those crucial dates.
Well, yes, because that's what you do is also you need to depend on the dates because they want to chalk out their manifesto, those things are remaining, Avantika. But I would say, I don't know where they're battle ready, but certainly they are poll ready, and there's a difference between that. But most political parties have been holding those meetings. Why just talk about the BJP? Almost every opposition parties are also trying to be battle ready. BJP, as always, usually takes a head start because, you know, they have been in the election mode. They have finalized, they were the first ones actually to release the list, or the first list of candidates, and a whopping number of 195 of those candidates, the Prime Minister himself taking the lead. But other senior leaders of the cabinet, the BJP, whether it's the Defence Minister, whether it's the Home Minister, I think the task is very cut out for each and every minister, that apart from looking after your own constituencies and the contesting the ones particularly, you also have to look at the large, rather national picture. The brief which has been given, of course, to all the BJP leaders is that for the last 10 years that you have been in power, what has been achievements of this government? It is these achievements which has to be given word of mouth publicity. You travel. So the BJP has had many programs on the ground, door-to-door campaigning, the various organizations that they have, those kind of abhiyan, you Ghar Ghar Jaake, Viksit Bharat, these are the various flagship programs of the BJP. So they have been taken that head start. On the other side, if you want to really talk about the opposition, is the India front, which has been fumbling, I would say, to a very great extent. Many of the key allies like the Trinamool Congress, the JDU, certainly not a part of them. The BJP, in stark contrast, has stitched up new allies. All of that is also a lot about perception. Elections, battles are all about the kind of perception you're able to build up. Right. On one side, you seem to be thinking your number is growing. The India front is also trying to get new allies, not always very successful. But yes, once you get a clarity on the dates and number of phases, that will give a huge footboard, I would say, to decide on the manifestos, their programs and the campaign schedule.
Oh, absolutely. Aman, and you know, the model code of conduct will also be enforced immediately after those dates are announced. Was the Election Commission just waiting to finalize the appointment of those bureaucrats in the absence of Arun Goyal, whose shock exit, in fact, created quite a buzz amid political circles?
Well, we can't say for sure, Avantika, if the Election Commission was actually waiting for the 2 vacancies to be filled. Of course, Mr. Goyal's resignation came as a surprise to everybody, not just in government, even inside the Election Commission of India. So that was a surprise. But anyways, the government was scheduled to hold a selection committee meeting for the post of one election commissioner, which, you know, after Mr. Pandey had retired last month as the election commissioner. So the meeting was anyways scheduled to happen. Now, instead of one, the government has chosen 2 election commissioners. Very swiftly, they have joined work also today, and a meeting, I believe, was held at ECI earlier today to decide when to put out these dates finally. And now we are seeing this coming tomorrow. Obviously, optically, it looks good for EC for the Chief Election Commissioner, and both the election commissioners, by his side when these dates are announced, because the opposition was questioning that, will the Lok Sabha elections be held with just the CEC in place without the two election commissioners? There will be just one person deciding on everything, poll violations, what action needs to be taken. So in a way, the ECI answering that criticism with the appointment of both election commissioners, they swiftly taking over today. So tomorrow when the press conference is held by the ECI, we'll see the CEC and both the ECs present there. As I said, the schedule is coming about 5 to 6 days later than the last time. So last time, and what will be also interesting, will the EC go for a 7-phase poll like the last time? Because
Absolutely.
3 states, West Bengal, UP and Bihar, have always polled in 7 phases. So will the EC stick to that? Also remains to be seen.
Well, the BJP extremely confident that this time it will be 400 par. In fact, even CNN News 18's mega opinion poll giving a huge number to the NDA. And of course, the BJP also bagging a record 350 seats according to the polls so far. But anything can change. Payal is also joining us for the very latest. Payal, and once those dates are announced, the model code of conduct comes immediately into effect. How is the BJP reacting? I'm sure they must be also be eagerly waiting for those dates to be announced tomorrow.
Well, as far as the BJP is concerned, the work has not begun. Only after effective the dates being announced, the BJP is well on track, and that's the reason, 195 seats declared in the first slot and 72 seats declared in the second slot. So, probably quite a few seats already declared, ahead of the announcement of the poll dates. The BJP has been well on track. Their committees are in place. The manifesto committee, the committee to do the publicity, etc., is also in place. The training committee well prepared. It's a well-oiled machinery as far as elections are concerned. The party is constantly in an election mode. They are working 24/7. The union officer not only grapple with the challenges that are there in his ministry, including the effective implementation of the CA, but he's also been meetings allies. That's not his what the status be. But now it's going to be the time to actually fix a lot of alliances. We are given to understand that probably in the next couple of days, the alliances and the seat sharing with not only the Mahayuti in Maharashtra will be finalized. Some sort of a headway will also come to other alliances. For example, what's going to happen in Punjab, for example, because the Akali Dal has also given an indication enough that they would like like-minded parties, because clearly that they can't go with the Congress or can't go with the Aam Aadmi Party. So all of this is coming to the fore at a very crucial juncture. The BJP, mind you, has got a target of 400 from the Prime Minister himself. And that's going to be well on track is what we're given to understand.
Right. Pallavi, and as we know, once the model code of conduct comes into force, no new public initiative or projects can be announced by the government. How does the Congress party feel about the dates being announced today? Are they ready? Are they also geared up now for the big contest to take on the BJP's might?